back on San Diego Bay. I've been having such a good time fishing these deep drops that I'm sticking with it. I'm liking the rods and reels that I'm using. I'm liking the gear that I'm using and the techniques that I'm fishing. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it and try to lock into a big sand bass. I did have a big bite the last time I was out and I was unable to capitalize on it. And I think that's because I had some of the wrong gear. So on this trip, I did upgrade some of my gear, and that upgrade was a simple one. I brought out some of my calico bass fishing gear. I use a heavier power rod and some thicker leader. We have an interesting tide going on right now. Tide is currently filling into the bay, but the wind is pushing against that. They'll be high around 8 o'clock, and then we'll have another tide swing with the tide going down. So we have a couple opportunities here to catch some fish, so let's get after it. There we go, guys. Oh, got a good one. Yeah, got a good one. He's a fighter for real. Might be a halibut or something. It might be a halibut, guys. It's kind of a big fish. Look at the rod bend. It's pulling some drag. Look at that. Look at that. It's probably hooked a little funky, so he's got room to run on me. Alright, I'll give him a little slack here. Good fish though. Let's see what's up. Might be a halibut. Giant sand bass. Oh my god. Giant. Wow. Wow. Whoa. Whoa, dude. Whoa. Wow, wow, wow. Big one. Big one right here. He is hooked so gnarly. Check this out. Damn. Big one, dude. One in the mouth, one in the back. That's why he's fighting so good. But that's what's up with these assist hooks. You want to use them, man, because all right. Oh my god, this is a good one. Dude, I can't get him. Guys. Oh, he is so defensive. I can't. No matter which way I try to get after him, he won't let me have it. This guy was hooked up, dude. Not getting away. Submission fishing, slow pitch jig, all the hooks. All right, guys, let's go ahead and give this guy a measurement. Dude, he's big. Not my biggest sand bass by any means, but he's a big one for the bay. For me, for the bay. He's at least 3.5 pounds. I can't get him to straighten out that well. Let me take my glasses off so you can see. Dude, he's so grumpy. He won't. Oh my god, he's got my finger. I can't even lip him. All right, guys, 21.5-inch sand bass here on San Diego Bay. Totally grumpy. He's got his mouth so shut. He's flared out. I can't even get into him. Super nice sand bass. Excellent fight. That was so fun on that 7.2 medium heavy. So happy to get this guy. Let's get him back in. There we go, guys. Yeah, another good one. Another good one. I was slow and pitching it off the bottom there. Then I saw this meter mark come up. Grabbed it, dude. Grabbed it. Front hooks. That's why I'm running assist hooks, guys. There's fish right underneath me still. Let's put a waypoint down. Waypoint. Quick. New waypoint. Save. Clear cursor. All right. Yeah, dude. Dude, we're getting them now. It was a little bit of a struggle earlier. I couldn't really find where the fish were at, but now we're starting to get them. Oh my God. Get away from him. There we go, one hook left. Dude, sick. Ow. Hey, a lighter colored sand bass. Really, really awesome. Glad to get this one as well. Again, on that slow pitch jigging stuff, I need to get to that bottom very quickly because there's so much current in the bay right now. The tide is flooding in, the bass are on the bottom, so you got to get the bait exactly where those bass are. So again, as you can see right here, the wind is up. It's kind of ripping right now. It was picking up today between 12 and it should start to drop off around 6. So it's about 6 right now. The wind should be dying down here pretty quickly. I need to get to the bottom as quick as possible. The heavy jig is the best way to do it. And then once the wind dies down and I get to a little bit more shallower of spots, I'll fish some of that warbait stuff. I've been really trying to find that sand bass, and thankfully I've been getting on a few here. You guys have seen it. So with this technique, I let it hit the bottom. And then you can see what I do is I lift the rod and I let the whole jig fall down on a slack line till it hits the bottom again. Lift the rod, slack line till it, and when it gets tight, I lift it back up, or I reel down, lift up. Let it fall down. What's going on is this jig works on the fall. So that's why it's called a slow pitch jig, because you're slowly bringing it up the water column, but you bring it up and then you release it and it flutters back down. Okay, you pull it up, it flutters back down. So it looks like a wounded or dying bait fish making its way to the bottom, and those bass really pick up on that and they take advantage of that easy meal. With this technique, you want to keep it mostly vertical. You really don't want to have it at an angle too much, because you really want to be aware of what that jig is doing. You have to be present with it. It has to go vertically up so it can have a great fall on the way down. I don't always fish it the way that technique suggests. Sometimes I do this right here. I fast wind it off the bottom and then let it flutter back down to the bottom. It has a lot of action despite the name being a slow pitch jig. So on a day like this when there's a lot of current, sometimes you just need to work it a few different ways and see which way works the best. See if you can't get some bites either way. So I usually fast wind it, stop and go until it's about vertical with me, and then I start slow pitch jigging, letting it fall through the water column. All right, all right, all right, all right. Hey, so that's fishing San Diego Bay, evening and nighttime. I didn't catch a lot of fish tonight, but I did catch the biggest sand bass I've caught in quite a while. It was 21.5 inches long. Really fun fight on that rod. Had a bend going the whole time. It was pulling back, trying to take drag. Glad I was able to catch that fish. Let me go ahead and show you guys what I used to get bit today. When I'm fishing those deep drops in San Diego Bay, I like to run 2 specific lure choices. One is that WARBAITS in a 2 or 3 ounce head, something heavy enough to get that swim bait to the bottom. Or I like to go in with the slow pitch jigging lures in that 20, 40, and 60 gram presentation. I want to show you how I customize my slow pitch jigging lures, and here are the components that I use to put these jigs together. I do like to change out the split rings on most of my stock baits to owner hyperwire split rings, and right now I'm running the number 3s at 45 pound strength. I like running tandem jigging hooks for the nose of the bait. The more hooks on the bait, the better. As you saw with that sand bass, we got one in the mouth, but the jig swung around and also got him on the top of the head. And that's especially important when catching and fighting those bigger fish. You want to put more hooks in them. And here's a look on how they're rigged on the submission fishing slow death jigs. You can see how those tandem hooks sit right in the nose of the bait. I got the upgraded split rings, and I do use that single stock hook that Submission provides. It's a nice stout hook. And for that rod, I'm using the WARBAITS 7.2 medium heavy. It had great strength and bend for hooking into those bigger fish and still provided great action for the slow pitch jigging technique. Hopefully something in this video inspired you to get out there and go fishing day or night. You got to get out there when you feel like you think you can catch some fish. because you never know, you might catch a big one. I got a little exercise. I got to learn some things this evening just about fishing different structures. I marked a lot of territory. I looked at a lot of things that I thought were fish but didn't get those bites. That's one thing I definitely want to improve on, is reading my fish finder, learning more about it and using it. And that's really the only way you can get better at it, is if you use it. If you guys have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below and I'll get back to those. And as always, get out there, go fishing, hook that giant.